Let us be seated now because, Scott Weiss, this is the beginning of my sermon. So that's what's going to happen now. Because an interesting thing happens at this stage in the service. One of the few times when in the midst of the tefillah, sometimes here, sometimes in Musaf, there is an insert to the Holy Day service. A poem or a piyut that was written many centuries ago, inserted into the tefillah, interrupting it in a way, called Unatana Tokef. And we'll be going to that prayer after I say my few words today. It is an amazing, amazing poem. There are many traditions about this particular poem, and you can read about it in the Machzor. But whether they're actually true history or not, I cannot say. But it is attributed to a rabbi by the name of Amnon, who lived in the 11th century, according to this tradition, in a city by the name of Mainz in the Rhineland. And without telling you the entire story, you can read it on your own. He came to the synagogue on Rosh Hashanah after he had been attacked, and he was dying. He was dying. And before he died in the synagogue, he created this poem, Unatana Tokef. And we'll be reading it and chanting it soon. And the essence of the poem, which is, of course, made more poignant by the fact that he was saying it as he was dying, on Rosh Hashanah, it is determined, Mi yichyeh u'mi yamut, who will live and who will die. And you can see the irony of that expression. And he created this idea that's so much part of the Jewish tradition now, that on Rosh Hashanah, God writes in the book of life who will live and who will die. Now, whether we take that literally or not, there's some amazing truth to that. Because we know that between this Rosh Hashanah and next Rosh Hashanah, some in this room, perhaps, if not in people in this room, but our loved ones, our friends who are suffering, will die. And then it says on Yom Kippur, it is sealed. The decree is sealed. So according to Rabbi Amnon, if you pray with certain and make promises to God, that perhaps you can erase the decree between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur and change the decree. Well, how old? will someday experience